Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be.
I'm Peter Drury, and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter. Hi, everyone. The excitement has really picked up now, and I'm eager for the action to start.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on.
Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already.
Good running, strong and purposeful. He's had a shot! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Bale really must be thinking what he has to do to score there. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Deftly away. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Raul. And he's managed to get rid. Well, that is one way to stop him. Oh, that's a foul, and the whistle's gone. There could be trouble here, but for now the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. What a start. Free kick in a dangerous position in the opening minutes.
Well, there's lots of movement in the box for them to pick out.
Some save from Khan. First quarter of an hour gone. It's a promising position. Bale. De Gea gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted.
Raul really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner, and just maybe there he overdid it slightly and should have released it because the support was arriving quickly.
There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. No, that's been intercepted. If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. And this is Raul. Hoisted in. Terrific header. Goal! Portugal! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
So we have our breakthrough.
Well, that gives them the privilege to control the tempo of the game. It's up to them to manage it from here now. This is the time you need that pace.
That's very neat. Now it's Raul. Raul! Oh, that was no routine save.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
It's their second corner of the game. And the goalkeeper's got a good palm to that. And now a sudden chance to counter. He's picked his way through. Well played. Important challenge, that. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Tries to play it through. And that's gone all the way through to the keeper. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball.
Deep into stoppage time. Fernando Torres.
Oh, that's fabulous. Chance for a shot! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Fernando Torres actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
This possibly the last play of the half.
That's just...
And the half-time whistle goes.
There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Haven't played that badly. Getting caught again on the counter-attack is unlikely. They're switched on to that and still very much in this game.
Portugal have made the crucial breakthrough and they're looking pretty satisfied at the break. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out. See if you can...
And the shot! Denied by an instinctive save.
Bale is offering a wry smile there.
Corner number 3 coming up.
Oh, it's terribly wayward.
Rijkaard.
We're seeing some really good pressure being applied here, Peter, particularly from those guys up front.
Yeah, and it just, I suppose, Jim, denies the others time and space.
Well, I would call it blanket suffocation. Every single player is committed to the press, and there's simply no way out.
Now it's Torres. Xavi Alonso.
Is always looking to break line.
Scholes has given away a free kick. And he is going into that little black book. And it's Xavi Alonso.
A probing pass. And he's in on goal. Oh, shooting chance! And he has kept it out somehow.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
So bring it on. Height, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable.
Against Portugal.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. And we're underway. So here is the master craftsman, the arch schemer, the distributor-in-chief, Andrea Pirlo.
And I imagine he's already thinking of ways to pull all the strings from that deep line position of his.
He's great, isn't he? The vision he has, the way he can... Oh, what has happened here? Quality ball.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer.
Shot a goal! They've scored!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly...
Goes for a shot! And it's in! And the lead lost no time at all!
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Just the sort of forward pass he's been looking for. Very telling.
Portugal grab the equaliser and we're all square.
You've got...
Oh, he's been caught on it here! He's had it taken off him. Now it's Bale. Now it's Raul. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Neymar. Neither of these two want to come off second best. And this is Bale. Can he stop it going out? Ah, lovely feed. He is such a good mover. And that's a dangerous chance for a shot! Goal! Portugal! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. Any deeper thoughts about that goal?
Well, I thought once he got the first part of it right by getting his knee over the ball, it was always likely to be drilled very low, and so it proved.
Portugal take the lead.
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better, can they get another?
Looking for the run. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. And the pass is intercepted. Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. Plays a sharp little ball here. And that's an errant pass. Well, they've got it again. This might... Chance, surely! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Japan with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. Out of play for a throw. Now here's the delivery. Schlotterbeck. And Van Bronckhorst. Neymar. Raul.
There will be 3 minutes at a time.
He's in a good position. Bale! Oh, split-second reaction.
Bale actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Nice control. And the whistle goes for half-time. Well, what a comeback. Certainly I didn't see that coming, nor I think did many in this crowd. The midway point of the game.
Oh, what a half. It's been pulsating and totally absorbing. We're actually headed for a potential classic if this carries on. This is insanely good.
Very little in it. The score at half-time is 2-1. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision. That's just playing it safe and simple.
Van Bronckhorst produces the perfect tackle there.
Xavi Alonso. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
It's a searching pass. That's a corner kick.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Van Bouten is there, and he can get that clear.
Chiellini aimed beyond the defence.
There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. And here's Bale. Nice looking ball. Knocks it into space.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Raul going face-to-face with his great rival. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And he cuts out the supply.
Japan really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
That'll be a throw-in. Intercepts the throw, that's well read. Chiellini cuts it out.
Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way.
Well timed, excellent interception. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Japan clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Now it's Kakitani. Oh, what a mistake! Now it's Bale. Portugal close now to seeing this one through to the end.
They need to play this.
And that's that. So the winners bullish and belligerent after a remarkable collective effort. Fall behind they may have done, but they were having...
Inshallah. Shoo.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. And that gets things running. With so many teams now playing just one up front, Jim, it's easy to forget, isn't it, that strike partnerships used to be the norm.
Absolutely, Peter, but partnerships have proven themselves to be very productive over the years. They carry more might.
And we've had some legendary ones, haven't we?
Yeah, and how it usually works is that you've got one target man with the other striker playing off him and just looking to add another little bit of devilment.
Over to the left. Kukcu is wide and looking to get onto this.
This guy, Roberto Carlos, really is a unique player, Peter.
I don't think anyone would argue with that.
The pace, the power, the set pieces, the way he constantly surges forward.
And a fabulous urgency about everything he does.
That's exactly it.
Engages and forces him off the ball. Roberto Carlos.
Yeah, I've had a quick review of what we've seen so far, and I can confirm we're in a shot-free zone.
And that has been cleared.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Roberto Carlos. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Best! Oh, he's been caught up, and another try! Goal! Japan! And Japan are in front. Oh, lovely header, but really it was all about the delivery.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and made it perfectly.
Japan have taken the lead.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
And he's lost real chance! And it's in! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! Well, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
Japan are doing very nicely, thank you.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
He gets the ticking off and needs to be very careful now.
Yeah, and he has to change his ways, or this referee could soon change his status.
Oh, it's a stunning goal! A finish of true class! Just one in it now. The game takes on a whole new complexion. A true beauty of a goal, so brilliantly executed.
Well, he made it look effortless. Clearly a training ground perfectionist.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
Ibrahimovic, a player who needs no introduction. Ibrahimovic is offering some sort of an apology there.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Aimed beyond the defence. Back into the middle. Raul. De Gea gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted. And no, that is pretty much the end of that.
Has been indicated.
And here's Neymar. Albert Ferrer gets rid without sophistication. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. It's been thrills and spills at either end in the first half. Neither side really seizing the initiative, and both teams still very much in it. It is quite a game, breathless and laced with excitement.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They'll want a good start to the second half.
And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
Portugal really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Picked out brilliantly. Still they trail, and time is ticking away. Kukçu. And it's made its way to him. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Played back in. Kukçu is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Oh, he's found support out wide. He is through here. And that's aimed into the middle. Khan deals with that nice and simple.
Portugal may only be one behind, but they're showing much in terms of threatening parity.
Kukçu. Rui Costa. And Best. Looking to play him in. Couldn't squeeze it through. Saliba. Portugal are looking to break at pace. Kukçu. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Now it's Raul. Bale. Great ball, and he's in here. Oh, he's been caught napping. And this is Raul. Big chance! And again! They've scored! A landmark moment for a player of grand significance. His 50th goal. Sharp, simple, satisfying. He just knew what was on.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the ball would be and where he needed to put himself.
Rui Costa. Coming on the field is number 17, Raul.
So, time for changes on both sides, actually. We have ourselves a real game here.
Well, needless to say, Peter, they're eager to get going, but you have to wonder how much these boys have left in the tank.
Owen picks it up out wide. Shot a goal!
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Good read, needed to be.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
And this is Bale, and he's managed to get free. And the shot!
2 added minutes have
And he was there to get a vital touch.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Desperate defending required here. And it's been taken short. Xabi Alonso delivers. Tries to get it clear. And he's in. It's Bale! It's a loose ball. Oh, what? And one more try! And that is the last effort of the game. So it does end all square. Inspiration, perspiration, both on show in equal measure. Just not enough on either side to find a winner. Your reflections then, Jim?
Please
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable.
Against Manchester United.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. So we're up and running. Well, here he is, the epitome of athleticism and speed. That is Gareth Bale.
Yeah, simply one of the best left-sided attackers of his generation, Peter, with all the tools to improve any team. And then all that flair.
Yeah, it seems an age ago now, doesn't it, that he started his career down on the south coast as a left-back, of course.
Yeah, and when you think about left-back, usually poor attackers end up there, but he went on to do great things at the other end.
He's had a shot! And it's a goal!
Well, once more, it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then...
Goes for a shot! He's got a goal! And the lead lost no time at all!
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
A mere formality, nigh on a certainty. He is truly in the zone.
Peter, I can tell you, that was nothing short of a cold-blooded execution.
Manchester United grab the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed.
Judge, surely! Now, who's going to be first to this? Oh, he's been caught on it here. Pass somewhat off target. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Oh, that's a key interception. And that's put paid to a promising move. Back into the middle. And it's Scholes. And here's Eto'o. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. He is through here. And he's in on goal. An uncompromising challenge. Now, can they get him away? And this is Raul. Schneider.
Portugal are clearly playing a patient game here, looking to pick out those runners.
Yeah, that's a lot of the forwards, this style, doesn't it? You need them to be very sharp, chasing non-stop, running after lost causes.
Yeah, and you need a lot of movement up front if you're going to make it work.
Bale! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And the pass is intercepted. Oh, nicely intercepted. Cafu. Cruyff. Rijkaard pulls off an exemplary piece of defending. The final seconds now. And he welcomes it in. And a chance! Superb goal! Well, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
It's just sloppy to lose the...
And the first 45 minutes are up. So, engaging and still right on edge. Plenty of signs to suggest this will turn out to be a really good one. And neither side holding back here. It has been quite a half, this.
Yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. Try to get another now and establish that two-goal cushion early in the second half.
Portugal are up by the odd goal in 3, just about shading things at the break. And we're already back up and running after half-time. Portugal looking to pass their way through. Schneider.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
He came in hard, very hard. Chiellini. Xavi Alonso is always scanning the pitch for targets. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. And here's Neymar.
Neymar really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Manchester United clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Tchouaméni, well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Looking for the run. Shot at goal! Really well taken goal. And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. Calm, composed, confident. What a super goal.
Ah, that's just clever. He made the keeper think he was going one way, only to outfox him by going the other. Very nice.
Portugal take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
They've seen the light and the opposition have been left in the dark.
And it's Batistuta. He's gone forward. Into the last quarter of an hour. Good ball, good take. Oh, what a mistake! Takes a shot! He's been taken down and the referee has pointed at the spot. So a big, big chance now from 12 yards. Casillas looking to stare down to unsettle the taker. Calm as you like, and they're running away with it. Not much more than a formality.
A picture of confidence that was never missing.
Portugal blast themselves into a 3-goal lead. Aimed beyond the defence. Smoothly does it. Schneider driving on and making good progress. And that's a danger. It's Bale! And the keeper threw out a limb.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
Raul. Portugal finding their passes. Raul. Now it's Bale. Manchester United are looking to break at pace. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Neymar. And that is as far as it goes. Portugal really have hit the heights. A tour de force that has left their opponents reeling. And that is what tends to happen when they do their thing. Bale claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument.
Thank you for your cooperation.
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So off we go then. It appears to be a 4-4-2 formation, Jim.
Reminders of a golden era in English football, I should add. And it continues to hold its place in the modern game. Playing a second striker runs the risk of being outnumbered in midfield, of course. So with the wider pairing and fullbacks, plenty of running has to be part of their play. And of course, the right service into the box.
Raul. It's Raul! It's off target and by quite a way.
Well, let's just consider that one a rangefinder, Peter. It certainly wasn't troubling the goalkeeper.
Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Yeah, Virgil van Dijk. He's just about unbeatable in every department, Peter. He's strong, he's quick, he's totally dominant in the air. And what's more, he seems to really love a tussle. His passing's good too, and he never seems to lose it in important areas. I'd expect this team to notch up a lot of clean sheets with him on board.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects both sides. Plays a sharp little ball here. Bale. Neymar. Now this could be a chance. Neymar is the guilty party there. Roberto Carlos. Still goalless at the moment. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. Pelé. Neymar. Neymar proves just a little bit too strong. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. That's a little off target. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Taken off it pretty forcefully. Goes looking wide. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. They've scored! What a header! Flashed in with the crispest of contacts.
Well, when you get service like that into the box, you can't go wrong.
So the first goal of the game.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Oh, it's played into the area. Chiellini attempts a clearance. Van Bronckhorst. Neymar. Rijkaard. Now it's Raul.
It's the sort of situation that they'll want to capitalise on now.
Van Bronckhorst has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never out. Takes a shot! And that has earned... And that's it for the first half. A breathless ending. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
Substitution on the field, number 17, Mateu.
There's the start of the second half.
Is number
Portugal really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Xavi Alonso. Neymar. Here's someone with real dynamite in his boots. Pele. Now that looks a decent ball. Now it's Rodri. That's tidy. Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos just loves to go forward whenever he can. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Down by a goal, needing to go up a gear. That's how it looks here. Played in. There's the header! Smashing delivery, just didn't do enough with it.
Yeah, it's very well timed. A delivery like that with the right amount of pace and whip can be a nightmare to defend against.
Bale. A heavy challenge. Oh, it's come loose. And here's Raul. And he's gone backward here.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
And it's Roberto Carlos. And this is Pele. Goes for a shot!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Knocks it into space. He's shifting through the gears here. And he shoots! And he hits the net. And there's the goal they've been looking for. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Roberto Carlos delivers. A header! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Oh, well played. Roberto Carlos in towards the back stick. Saliba getting this one clear. It's a throw-in. Pele. Vieira. Bale. There won't be another chance after this one.
He looked rushed. He should have waited for some movement.
Keep the ball and you win the game. It really is that simple. Tries to play it through. That's that, the end. Portugal perhaps ended up out of ideas and out of steam. Some warm applause and acknowledgement of the effort put in by the players. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. There's the whistle, and here we go. What an impressive figure Oliver Kahn cuts.
Yeah, they call him the Titan, Peter, and the reasons are fair.
Oh no, this does not look good. Tries to pass it through, and he's made sure that's not getting through. That's good running with the ball. Plays a sharp little ball here. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Saliba did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Oh, that's a key interception. Rivaldo. For Rice. And it's Rivaldo. Rivaldo will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Oh, that's well spotted. Deftly away. Mateus plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Adams eases him off the ball. Adams, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. And here's Raul, and this is Bale.
Yeah, the crowd have tried to spark some excitement, but to no avail. This needs something.
Goes for a shot! Goal! Portugal! And Portugal score first. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Portugal have broken through. He's having a shot! Sticks it away! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! That is a super smooth goal, beautiful manoeuvring of the ball, and splendid authority in the finish.
Yeah, the right touch in moments like that is key to what follows. All very neat and tidy.
Portugal are now luxuriating in a two-goal lead.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Saliba with the foul. And he's going to have his name taken.
Well, what goes through a player's head at times like that is a mystery to me.
Schlotterbeck. Portugal looking forward to the break after some very good work in the first 45 minutes. Keeper's got good distance on that. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Now it's Bale. Zanetti simply refused to be outdone there. Tries to play it through. He's had a shot! Oh, it's come off the upright. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Cafu. And there is the half-time whistle. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Portugal really did kick on after getting that first goal. Could they have gone another one and killed the game off completely? Possibly. But as long as they can keep up the intensity, maintain the purpose levels, I think they'll get another chance soon enough.
Substitution in progress.
Portugal ahead 2-0, and they are looking good. So off we go once more.
Short changes him with that pass. Beckenbauer calmly anticipates. Nicely weighted ball. Looking for the run. Now there's a fine ball. There's the shot! He has done it! And the second half is off to a flyer! The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
We have got ourselves a game here.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
Xavi Alonso did incur the wrath of the referee and has earned himself a booking in the process. Chelsea are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
And it's Zanetti. And here's Maradona. Zanetti. And this is Maradona. It's Maradona! He's missed, but not by that far.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Now that looks a decent ball. Bale. He has found the way through. Bale! It's there! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. Stylish in the extreme, a delicious goal.
That was magnificent. The way he caught it so perfectly, I think he's even managed to surprise himself, Peter.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
They've seen the light, and the opposition have been left in the dark.
Threads one in.
Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Alonso.
Oh, that's wonderful alertness.
Forlan.
He shifted it to the flank.
Maradona.
He's free.
Shot, surely! Goal! And they are dragging it back! Game on again!
The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
Chelsea get themselves back into contention.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes. Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Van Bronckhorst. Van Bronckhorst with the cross.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure. Portugal can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Maradona does have his name on the score sheet, of course.
4 extra minutes added on, and that's really well manoeuvred.
That's that, the end. Portugal can finally smile now. They have held on in a difficult watch for both sets of fans. A truly emotional roller coaster, that.
Bale, voted man of the match, and
Well, conditions here are unkind to say the least. Welcome everybody on a wet, wet night. The rain is tumbling down here by the bucketful, and it is going to have a real impact on the important contest that lies ahead. This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everybody. Ready to see what unfolds in this one now.
There is an expectant air here in North London. The Emirates serving the embodiment of class, sophistication for its illustrious inhabitants. Up to 60,000 here, expecting the team to meet their expectation. It is, It's Cristiano Ronaldo! Cristiano Ronaldo! The glamour and the glory!
Well, we can only hope that this has set the tone for what's to come. Captain Majestic has stunned the whole arena.
It was the crispest of hits. He just crashed it in.
And I think he's even surprised himself, Peter, in how well he caught that.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Now it's Messi. Mendes puts his foot on the gas. He has found the way through. Nuno Mendes. Big header! Well, now, oh, it's fallen loose again! And yes, it's there! 2, and we've barely begun here. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the ball would be and where he needed to put himself.
Portugal are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, this is a terrific run. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Big chance! Sticks it away! Oh, I think it's been called offside. Yes, it has.
Yeah, the assistant called it correctly. There's some disagreement, as usual, but they've got it right.
Disappointment and relief on either side. Nothing doing. Oh, that's a key interception. Goes looking wide, played back in, skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Rafael Leao. Montiel. For De Paul. Now it's Alvarez. Gonzalez receives it in a good position here. Bruno Fernandes, who's set up one goal so far. And this is Messi. He might... Messi! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Inshallah.
Diogo Dalot. 30 minutes gone. Plays a sharp little ball here. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! Otamendi tries to clear. Gonzalez. And the counter is on. And it's Bernardo Silva. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, that's nicely done. And here's Bernardo Silva. Oh, well played, well played. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. Messi. We've got 5 minutes till half-time. That's a pretty loose pass. Rafael Leao. Nuno Mendes proves too strong. Bruno Fernandes. Tagliafico cuts out the pass. Now it's Gonzalez. Nice bit of skill, and he's away. He's got away. McAllister. Tries to play it. He's having a shot! It's in! And right on half-time, that is telling.
Yeah, and he did well not to stray offside there as well, Peter. He just seemed to instinctively know when the ball was going to be delivered, and he got it right.
Number 9, Alvarez.
And the whistle goes for half-time. It's been thrills and spills at either end in the first half. Neither side really seizing the initiative, and both teams still very much in it. It is quite a game, breathless and laced with excitement.
Well, I think the message from the manager at half-time will be pretty simple, Peter. He's going to want them to play at a higher tempo, press more, higher up the pitch, pass quicker and entice...
And a shot! He has done it! Argentina are level.
Well, Peter, they're trying to claim offside here, but this stinks of desperation to me. They know they've got it wrong.
This has become one superb game of football.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Can he get it through?
This is actually quite a courageous move, and I'll add ambitious and adventurous too.
It's out for a goal kick. They're trying everything to subdue him here.
Well, he's profited handsomely already in this match, and at last their sense of danger has brought them to a possible solution.
And here's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, great feat, that.
He's away. Cristiano Ronaldo! It's hit the upright.
The attendance
Gonzalez.
was 60,800.
Otamendi. Tagliafico. And it's Messi. And he's on his way! Messi. Good, strong midfield running here. Referee's had a good look and given a corner.
Substitutions taking place.
Argentina choosing to make the first change. They've played it short. Cross flung in towards the middle. Diogo Costa deals with that nice and simple. Portugal are looking to go forward now. McAllister. Otamendi. Argentina looking to pass their way through. De Paul. He can get that clear. Nicked it back promptly. And it's Otamendi. Montiel.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Now it's De Paul. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Bruno Fernandes. Still anyone's game, this. One moment can decide it.
It's a very open game and an exciting watch. There are no signs...
Decent chance! Oh, it's come off the upright.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Bruno Fernandes.
Added minutes has been indicated.
The ball's gone astray. Cristiano Ronaldo! And he's done very well to deal with it. And that's it. Well, nothing to separate the sides in the end. Not for the want of desire, drive or determination. No complaints. Cristiano Ronaldo claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. Your reflections then? So the ground throws open its gates and embraces all comers, despite less than perfect conditions. A warm welcome to all of you on what is, in fact, a very, very cold night, and snow here will play its part in the match. My name's Peter Drury, and here's my co-commentator for the game, it's Jim Beglin.
Thanks for that, Peter. Hi, everyone. The excitement has really picked up now, and I'm eager for the action to start.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary. Oh, he's been caught napping! Foden. Haaland. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, Peter...
And he shoots! That is decidedly lacking.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Now it's Mbappe. Vinicius Junior. Ruben Dias was in no mood for any of that. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Matheus Nunes. Foden. And it's Bernardo Silva. Madrid, so far, providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. He's in space and looking for options. And he's got his cross in. That's really well cleared. That's a lovely, neat pass. Haaland receives it in a good position here. Haaland is onto this. Takes a shot! And he's done it! And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
After 24 minutes is number 20, Bernardo Silva.
So we have our breakthrough.
Well, that gives them the privilege to control the tempo of the game. It's up to them to manage it from here now.
Foden. Now it's Foden. Now it's Semenyo. Just more than 15 minutes till half-time. And Bernardo Silva! Wonderful from Bernardo Silva! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
And it's Valverde. Looking for options for movement. And he's quick to get it clear again. And smartly reclaimed. And here's Bellingham.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Cherki. And he's managed to get free. Chouameni goes long.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
There's the whistle for half-time. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Well, I'm looking at the body language, Peter, and it doesn't look great. It's going to be pretty hard for them to pick themselves up from here, but there's still a maybe at play. Maybe they'll thrive on the adversity.
And we're already back up and running after half-time.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Bernardo Silva on 2 now and looking for 3. Oh, super find. And it's made its way to him. Rudiger. And Alexander-Arnold. Well, that has not gone well.
Might want to be careful there.
Valverde.
There's no doubt it's a long way back, but they can at least give us something to believe the gap might be closed.
Haaland. Mendy cuts out the pass. Not the most accurate pass. Now it's Semenyo. Well, that is one way to stop him. Goulet. And here's Mbappe. Oh, nice touch. He could be in here. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. Now it's Bernardo Silva. Chouameni. Alexander-Arnold. Bernardo Silva. Just about up to 75 minutes. Bernardo Silva. Spread it left. Steered out wide, but he won't reach that one.
Substitutions taking place.
Goulet. And it's Alexander-Arnold. That's a pretty loose pass. Gently done. Now it's Semenyo. Played into space. Neatly clipped into space. Courtois claims comfortably. For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Goulet.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Good running, strong and purple. Bellingham! Goal at his mercy, and somehow he's missed it.
That's more like it. They have to force the issue, and that's the way to do it.
Madrid with the corner, they're first. Reinders attempts a clearance. That's very neat. No, he wasn't being taken in by that trickery. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Great chance! Oh, taken with style! Drama at the death! Is there time for one more twist? And it has to be said, an absolute gift.
I think the defence really need to wake up here, Peter. They really shouldn't be getting caught out like that.
Madrid give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, the mindset has changed. Now they need to find all the courage they can get.
And that is as far as it goes. One of those games that many would have felt no one deserved to lose, but sentiment counts for nothing here, and at the margins. Well, welcome everybody to a night which will be testing for all sorts of reasons. Big game, but a game being played in conditions which are well short of ideal. We have snow falling, and the underfoot conditions could be really trying. I'm Peter Drury, and it's my chance to say that it is an absolute delight to have Jim Beglin beside me.
Hi, Peter. Always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. It is a true heavyweight clash.
Well, the atmosphere, Peter, certainly doesn't feel like a friendly. We all know about the quality we have on show here, so I hope that the crowd demand as much as they can get, and I hope the players will oblige on that.
And already we're underway here. Oh, no joy this time. A poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away. He's found a way through. Shot a goal! Oh, and that is really good tenacity. And that has been knocked clear. And here's Messi. Gonzalez receives. There's the shot! Bruno Fernandes. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Portugal yet to have an attempt on goal. It's a promising position. Brilliantly cut out.
Well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
Cute ball now, how can he reach it? And the through ball.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Inacio promptly onto that, and that is that. That's a good ball out wide. And that's put paid to a promising move. Tagliafico. Messi. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Look at the space here. Oh, such a clever touch. No way through, so back it comes. And it's Bernardo Silva. Shot could be on. Pedro Neto! It's bounced back off the post. Shoots! Goal! Portugal! It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
After 40 minutes is number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Can he latch on to this? Bernardo Silva. Oh, there's a probing ball. Distributed tidily.
There will be one
Rafael
minute
Leao.
time.
No way through. Now it's Messi. And the whistle goes for half-time. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
I thought that was a decent 45 minutes of football, plenty of signs that both managers can take a lot of encouragement from. I would say the mood is neither overly negative nor positive. You still have to approach this like it's 0-0.
Portugal are in a pretty decent position after 45 minutes. 1-0 to the good. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
Well, it's been tight, Peter, but I'm expecting things to open up now and we get some free-flowing football.
McAllister with the foul. Bernardo Silva. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Now it's Messi. Bruno Fernandes. And it's Bernardo Silva. And here's Bruno Fernandes. Now it's Bernardo Silva. He's in a good position here. Caught offside that time. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
They're ahead, but they're not playing as if they are. There seems to be more of an emphasis on protecting their lead than adding to it. It's all gone a little timid.
Now it's Gonzalez. He's shifted. Shot, surely! Bernardo Silva.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
This is a really front-footed approach.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Oh, lovely bit of skill. And he's managed to get free. This looks promising. Now it's out. And he's had a hit. Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Well, he doesn't need a second invitation, even from that range.
Gets to show off his quick feet. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Good ball, good take. Played out to the left flank.
Portugal surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
He's picked his way through, and that's really well manoeuvred. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Still just that single goal, and we are nearly done. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Substitution.
Tagliafico. Not much time now for anything fresh to happen, I think. Oh, that's fabulous. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. De Paul! Went with his head but couldn't steer it in. Rafael Leao. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Portugal have held on. They have doggedly, sometimes frantically, preserved the tightest of leads. Cristiano Ronaldo, voted man of the match, and deservedly so.
For our charity.
So hello and welcome one and all to the chills and hopefully the thrills of this snowy evening. Teams here passionately supported, but this is going to be a testing evening. The conditions will require of them something just a little bit more. My name's Peter Drury, and here's my co-commentator for the game. It's Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. Alvarez! Oh, that was no routine save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Messi running with the ball. He's picked his way through. Great chance! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Now it's Gonzalez. Tagliafico. Gonzalez has it out wide and in space. It's a goal kick. Bruno Fernandes. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Well, this guy, Rodrigo de Paul, is one of the very...
Shot a goal! And that is quite wonderful! A finish of true class! He has given that the lot. Bang!
Well, Peter, it would have taken something incredible for the keeper to keep that one out. It was absolutely spanked.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. And here's Alvarez. De Paul. Oh, shooting chance! Now, who's going to be first to this? Oh, he's been caught on it here. Can he finish? This time, surely. It's a goal. And the lead lost no time at all.
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
De Paul duly reaped his reward, kept his cool whilst the defence lost their bearings.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the ball would be and where he needed to put himself.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response.
Little pass back. And this is Ronaldo. Goes for a shot! Goal! Portugal! Into the lead once more. How very smart. He just got it right.
Well, the defence were being far too casual there, Peter. Far too slow to switch on to the danger. That's the kind of thing that makes managers go crazy.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done. Portugal take the lead. And here's Alvarez. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Vitinha. And it's Bruno Fernandes. Ronaldo on a hat-trick. What do you think that'll mean to him, Jim?
I think it'll mean a huge amount to him. The way he's been playing, I fully expect him to turn his 2 goals into 3. His appetite...
He's gone for goal! He has hit that forcefully.
Well, we always have to give a reason for it, Peter, but did he hit that too well?
De Paul given the lift of his goal. Paredes gets over and intercepts. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the 2 sides is the happier. He is through here! Can he get it through? And this is Messi. Messi! Oh, taken with style! Once more they've done it! They just will not lie down!
Oh, what a fabulous game this is. It just keeps getting better and better.
Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Well, from a defensive perspective, Peter, that's a really poor one to give away. Yes, the movement was very good, but the defence made it way too easy.
So all square, and not for the first time.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Oh, that's fabulous. Flings in across, and he's in on, and the shot! And it's half-time here. High octane, high tempo, high scoring. That was quite a half of football. And neither side holding back here. It has been quite a half, this. What a good half. They've gone blow for blow, and it's 2-2. And we're already back up and running after half-time. Bruno Fernandes. Bernardo Silva. And it's Bruno Fernandes. And here's Vitinha. Oh, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
And he's managed to get free. Plenty to aim at here. Crossed into the box. Pedro Neto. Here's Vitinha. Cristiano Ronaldo being hounded, manhandled at times.
Yeah, as you'd expect, Peter, that defence ought to know when to step up or drop off, and they finally made a decision to get tighter.
Ambitious ball here. Inacio calmly anticipates. Bernardo Silva. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Bruno Fernandes. Cristiano Ronaldo. He is just caressing the ball. Great ball, and it's Cristiano Ronaldo! Oh, fantastic from Ronaldo! About as smooth as it gets. And again they hit the front. Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Well, that's really well played, Peter. You have to appreciate the simplicity of it all. A killer pass, perfectly delivered.
Clinical, just clinical. What a game this is turning out to be for him.
He has simply been truly awesome. He really has stamped his authority on this.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Oh, Oh, good-looking ball. Cute ball. Now, how can he reach it? And that's a simple one for the keeper.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here. Argentina really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
And it's Vitinha. McAllister. Diogo Dalot with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick. And that is as far as they're going to go. Mendes cuts it out. Rafael Leao.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Into the last 5 minutes. Rafael Leao. Now it's Bruno Fernandes. Chooses to go back.
Portugal really wanted that two-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here.
Montiel receives it in a wide position. Oh, what a climb! And now they can clear their lines. And that is it. The equaliser just wouldn't come. It is over. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football. A real ride that had all of us glued to our seats from the very beginning. Cristiano Ronaldo on the score sheet 3 times. Very much the man. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Portugal were totally organised, disciplined and professional here throughout. They knew exactly what they were doing and duly assured.
A warm welcome to all of you on this utterly glorious day. Positive vibes all around us, nigh on perfect conditions. There is a thrilling football match in prospect here, and we will be getting underway very shortly. I'm Peter Drury, and seated in the experts' hot seat is our man Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here.
Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. It is a monster.
Real chance! Goal! Argentina!
I think you have to appreciate the simplicity and efficiency of it all there, Peter. The ease at which the defence got taken out of the equation, and he was never going to miss that.
After 6 minutes is number 15, Gonzalez.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Pedro Neto. That's been cut out, well played. And this is Ronaldo. De Paul. Pedro Neto. And this is Ronaldo. Showing good feet. He's having a go. Oh, that is beyond special. A worldie and a half. He's got himself an absolute peach. And once more, we are all square. You score, we score.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
You just know there is no stopping that.
And I think he's even surprised himself, Peter, in how well he caught that.
Portugal grab the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
They've played it short. This looks promising. And he's had a hit! That was superb goalkeeping!
Paredes really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
And it's Messi. Well timed, excellent interception. Fires it in low.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Oh, that is asking for trouble. Plays a sharp little ball here. McAllister. Decent chance! Goal! Argentina! And they get themselves in front! That was a given. It always was.
Some great movement here, and the pass was perfect. All he had to do was just apply the finishing touch.
McAllister.
Argentina get themselves into the lead. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Nuno Mendes.
Portugal are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
It's Cristiano Ronaldo! Denied by an instinctive save.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Argentina have the chance to go the other way. Now it's Alvarez. De Paul. Great. And he shoots! Really well taken goal. And they're at it again in double quick time. There was to be only one outcome.
Well, was there ever any doubt? It made it look like he's done it over and over and over again, and he has.
Rodrigo de Paul.
Argentina take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
He's through, now is he in? De Paul, Alvarez, and the shot! And that is doing no harm at all.
Well, it's almost like he had too much thinking time there, Peter.
Rafael Leao, Bruno Fernandes. Here's Rafael Leao. Paredes demonstrating his defensive quality there. Montiel.
There will be 3 minutes at a time.
And he's there to belt it away. And it's Vitinha. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Alvarez. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. And we've reached half-time. Whistle goes, and we start the second half.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
Bruno Fernandes. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Messi. That's a shade optimistic. Now it's Alvarez. He's Alvarez! It is a fantastic goal! A finish of true class! And the lead is extended still further. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
Argentina blast themselves into a 3-goal lead. And he's in on goal. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
And no, that is pretty much the end of that. And here's Messi. He's shifting through the gears here. Ruben Dias, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. And that is a little undercooked. McAllister just eases him off the ball. And it's Bernardo Silva, goes looking wide. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Montiel. Martinez. Montiel. And it's Messi. De Paul. Foot in. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
And here's Bruno Fernandes. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! Oh, the keeper's equal to it.
Portugal are stuck in a rut, and impatient putts at goal won't really help their cause here. They need somebody to communicate composure and something more constructive.
Substitution.
Dybala. Now it's Martinez. He's found the...
Martinez!
And that is high. Otamendi wins the duel this time. Dybala. Now it's Martinez. Can he get it through? Now there's a fine ball. There's the delivery. And he's taking no chances there. Now what about a counter-attack? Looking for options for movement. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. And that's that. Portugal suffer a humiliating defeat, and if that weren't painful enough, there's all the analysis and scrutiny to come. It was a poor show all round. A warm welcome to all of you on this utterly glorious day. Positive vibes all around us, nigh on perfect conditions. There is a thrilling football match in prospect here, and we will be getting underway very shortly. I'm Peter Drury, and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Thanks for the intro, Peter. I've been soaking up the atmosphere, and I'm really looking forward to what lies in store.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. It is a true heavyweight clash.
Well, under normal circumstances, this is a massive matchup, and I'm not totally in agreement with the...
It's Neymar! Oh, surely that deserved better.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Luis. Now this could be a... Goes for a shot!
Goal! Brazil!
Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
France are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Olise. And it's Rabiot. Stood up well to him there. It's a pretty loose pass. Rabiot. Rabiot stood his ground strongly. Oh, good spread. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
A mixture of good defending and indecisive passing. No progress. Neatly clipped into space. Chance for a shot! Well, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
Almost the perfect move. Almost. The finish just wasn't quite at the same level. Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
And it's Joelinton. And here's Luis. Brazil have a free kick. Upamecano gets his final warning.
He just needs to find the control button on his aggression before the ref does it for him, Peter.
He's picked his way through. Pulls it back. And that has been knocked clear. Oh, good-looking ball. Hernandez. Oh, well measured. He's in a great position here. And and the shot! And yes, it's there! France are back on level terms. Well, how's that for a class finish?
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
After 30 minutes is number 10.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
And it's Neymar. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Olise. And he's making progress on the ball. Rabiot. Here's Tchouaméni. And here's Mbappe. And he's had it nicked away. Douglas Luiz. João Pedro. For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Tchouaméni cuts it out. Played out to the right. And it's Camavinga. Rabiot. Mbappe is onto this.
2 added minutes
Joelinton.
indicated.
Douglas Luiz. Danilo. Savinho. There's the whistle for half-time. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. What have we learned from the first 45 minutes?
Well, I don't think either side will have too much to complain about or worry about, Peter. 1-1 is a fair reflection of the game so far, so it'll be fascinating to see how both teams go about trying to establish a little more control in this second half.
So in they come for the break with nothing to separate them. The score 1-1. And we are back on the way. He's in plenty of space here. He has found the way through. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. Camavinga is there, and he can get that clear. He shifted it to the flank. Neymar, he's found the way through. Real chance! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Well, he should have done better, and he knows it. Neymar plays it short. Crosses it in. Cleared away. And now they can spring out of defence. And here's Mbappe. And it's Camavinga. He's being urged to shoot. Mbappe! Goal! France! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it.
That's just clever. He made the keeper think he was going one way, only to outfox him by going the other. Very nice.
France get themselves into the lead.
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better, can they get another?
Joelinton. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Danilo. Bruno Guimaraes. Neymar going face-to-face with his great rival. He's had it taken off him.
Brazil really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
This is a really front-footed approach.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
He can run onto that. Oh, can he finish? Oh, the ball's... That's another chance! They've scored! It's level again! What a match we have!
Oh, what a fabulous game this is. It just keeps getting better and better.
And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, that's not the best attempt by the keeper, and he's just paid the ultimate price, hasn't he?
Substitution in progress.
Brazil can now introduce the first of their substitutes.
Yeah, they're looking for some imagination, and his job's going to be to add that element of craft and guile, the man pulling the strings.
So all square and not for the first time. Takes a shot! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post.
Brazil really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
And here's Rabiot. Olise. Still anyone's game this. One moment can decide it.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
Savinho gets into a good position.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Now it's Dembele. No outsmarting him this time. Danilo.
Has been indicated.
Lucas Paqueta. Douglas Luiz given the lift of his goal. And it's Guimaraes. Time added on 4 minutes. Douglas Luiz.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
He is through here. Taken off it pretty forcefully. And that's it. Well, nothing to separate the sides in the end. Not for the want of desire, drive or determination. No complaints. Mbappe claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Yeah, this looked the most likely outcome, but we've had a good variety in this game, despite it being anticlimactic.
Well, that's the lot for now. Thanks to you, Jim, and goodbye. So hello and welcome to what has turned out to be a truly gorgeous afternoon. The sun beaming down on the stands and broad beaming smiles all around us. The mood has soared, and so indeed has the expectation of both teams. I'm Peter Drury, and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to be...
And the shots! They've scored!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate. On heels rather than toes. Well, I think it's pretty obvious, Peter, that this emphasises the importance of having willing runners who want to go behind that defence. One good ball, and they're in.
Portugal finding themselves unexpectedly behind. And it's Bruno Fernandes. Out to the left it goes. Now it's Rafael Leao. Ah, lovely feed. He is such a good mover. Now this could be a chance. Messi. Chance here to counter. Now it's Alvarez. Now it's Gonzalez. Can he get it through? And that's gone all the way through to the keeper. Bruno Fernandes. That has been slung wide. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. First quarter of an hour gone. It's a quick ball upfield. Played into space, and he was quick to react. McAllister. Now it's Gonzalez.
Portugal are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Now it's Gonzalez.
Inshallah.
Now, can they get him away? Presumably for offside.
True.
Gonzalo Inacio. Spread it left. There will be a throw-in. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
And that's put paid to a promising move. Gonzalez. Oh, strongly challenged there. And he cuts out the supply. And this is Messi. Nicely weighted. And he shoots! Oh, taken with style. And there we have it, the 2-goal cushion.
Yeah, that's really well played, Peter. It's very, very simple. The ball through to him was just beautifully measured.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it, now they have it.
And it's Bruno Fernandes. Paredes wins the duel this time. Gonzalez. Crosses it in. Oh, well played, well played. Bernardo Silva. And Mendes.
Added minutes has been indicated.
Now then, the ball's come loose.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
And there is the half-time whistle. Some first-half thoughts?
Portugal certainly can feel happy about how things have gone, but now isn't the time to take their foot off the pedal. They need to keep pushing, keep imposing. Don't leave the door open for the opposition.
And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Now it's Gonzalez. Inacio concedes a free kick for that. Gonzalez. Now the ball's gone astray. Vitinha was in no mood for any of that. That's a lovely, neat pass. Bruno Fernandes being hounded, manhandled at times.
Well, he needed subduing, and it was never going to be soft and gentle, so this could get ugly against them here.
Montiel. Oh, he's found support out wide. Oh, that's fabulous. Plays it across. Oh, no, it's an own goal.
That can happen to anyone. It's truly, truly unlucky for him, but it's just the way it is.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. Argentina got some help from Lady Luck there. They all count.
And that has put paid to that.
Martinez. Paredes.
And that's really well manoeuvred.
De Paul, distributed tidily. Argentina are looking to break at pace. Now it's Alvarez, and it's Messi. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Garnacho. Chance! Just cruising! They are cruising! Comfort, yet more comfort, easing away.
The goal scorer.
Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, talk about being on top of your game. Everything seems to be coming off for him.
It's become a case of men against boys. De Paul. Vitinha. And it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Just 5 minutes left. He's shifting through the gears here. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Bernardo Silva. Good running, strong and purposeful. Well, that is one way to stop him. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. And the referee has shown him a yellow card.
While sometimes a loose foul can trigger a completely different spell of play, and it makes even less sense.
There will be 5 minutes added time.
De Paul, who does have an assist to his name. Now it's Messi. Look at the space here. 5 minutes to add. Bernardo Silva, shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Diogo Dalot. And time is up. Well, that was thrilling. A game of champs and chumps. The winners were so... A warm welcome to all of you on this utterly glorious day. Positive vibes all around us, nigh on perfect conditions. There is a thrilling football match in prospect here, and we will be getting underway very shortly. I'm Peter Drury, and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Drury, and hello to everyone.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Well, there are plenty looking forward to seeing this, a capacity crowd here.
Well, with nothing resting on this, Peter, I'm hoping that there'll be more impetus for the players to just...
Bruno Fernandes! And he nearly went all the way.
Well, that was certainly impressive, Peter. Great run, just a shame the finish let him down.
Tagliafico. Now it's Gonzalez. Argentina ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, Peter, I've always been impressed with the intelligence and decision-making of this man, De Paul. Yes, you kind of expect that from an Argentinian playmaker, but he's such a key figure whether his team are building patiently or transitioning quickly. He's very adept at creating space, attracting markers and then turning away quickly. And I love those long clip balls he can get into deep positions.
I'm thinking the same. He will be a central feature, no doubt.
Bruno Fernandes. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Nicely spread.
Pedro Neto. And the shot! Glorious! A finish of true class! And Portugal score first! And that is fabulous! A true beauty of a goal!
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Otamendi can get it clear. Portugal are very much in charge here, dominating possession and a goal to the good.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And he's picked out the run. De Paul takes aim. It's a mighty effort! No mistake! They're level in a trice!
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Argentina grab the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
McAllister.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Diogo Dalot did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. And this is Ronaldo. Now that's well seen too. De Paul, who's set up one goal so far. Not the most accurate pass. Paredes. Spread it left. Gonzalez providing an outlet on that flank. Chance for a shot! Goal! They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball and that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error.
And now he has two.
Substitution for Portugal, number 5.
And there's the end of the first half. It's been thrills and spills at either end in the first half. Neither side really seizing the initiative, and both teams still very much in it. So there was the first half.
Oh, what a half. It's been pulsating and totally absorbing. We're actually headed for a potential classic if this carries on. This is insanely good.
And the game has already resumed. And the finish! Bernardo Silva. And it's Bruno Fernandes. Vitinha. It's Bernardo Silva. Vitinha. Now it's Bernardo Silva. Now, can they get him away? Well read, and the danger is averted. And this is Ronaldo. De Paul. Now it's Alvarez. Messi. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. A noticeable change in the approach to defending here. Much more in your face
Yeah, it's his reading of the game that seems to keep him a step ahead of everyone else, but he's about to face greater pressure now.
Oh, great defending, that needed doing.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
It's a really well-measured ball. The muscular approach does pay off here. Otamendi. Oh, terrible pass. Knocks it into space. It's played through for him. Terrific header! He will be livid with himself.
Argentina certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Rafael Leao in acres of space out wide.
Oh, sweet feet.
Out of play for a throw.
Substitution in progress.
And it's Bruno Fernandes.
No, he wasn't being taken in by that trickery.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Rafael Leao. Time is running out here.
Look, their path is set. They have to take risks in every situation now.
Now it's Messi. Looking to play him in. Shot a goal!
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
And this is Ronaldo.
Has been indicated.
Acuna. Keep the ball and you win the game. It really is that simple.
So that's it. It is all over.
Portugal pleasingly clever on the ball. They had their moments, but ultimately they take away nothing. Welcome one and all. We have perfect blue skies and quite a contest ahead of us. This really is a feel-good football match.
I'm Peter Drury, and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Well, I can tell you I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it.
Well, this is the perfect game for all parties, not least the neutrals who've just come to enjoy it.
Well, on the face of it, Peter, we would appear to have a high-caliber meeting with very little at stake. But then you consider a chance for one or two of the fringe play.
Oh, shooting chance! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Incredible. He had all the time in the world to pick his spot as well.
De Paul.
De Paul!
And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders.
It's really well read here, but having done the hard part, he'll be slightly disappointed not to make more of it.
Well, there's the clearance. Oh, it's a
Real chance!
It's hit the upright. And now they can spring out of defence. Bruno Fernandes. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Julian Alvarez, Peter, is a player who I think is very intelligent with his movement. Often he plays it...
And the finish! Out to the left it goes. Diogo Dalot. And it's Vitinha. So a third of the match, or thereabouts, gone, and we still await the first goal. De Paul. And here's the chance to counter. You have to say that was an exemplary goal. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Pedro Neto. Vitinha. And this is Ronaldo.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Oh, that's fabulous. Shot, surely! Goal! Argentina! And it's Argentina in front. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
Number 9, Alvarez.
Argentina have broken through. It's 1-0.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition will inevitably react.
The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. McAllister. And it's Messi. And it's made its way to him. He's tried one! They want to be quick to recover this. Great chance! Oh, it's come off the upright. Bruno Fernandes. It's Bernardo Silva. Bruno Fernandes. Pedro Neto. Tagliafico gets over and intercepts. Martinez. Otamendi. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. To Messi. Looking to play him in. There's the shot! Goal! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring!
Yeah, a fantastic run and a fantastic pass to play him in. Both needed to...
And the referee brings the first half to a close. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Portugal really should be thinking about killing this off early in the second half, Peter. The boss will be demanding the same level of intensity from his team, so I'd expect to see the same positive intent after the break, the same purpose again.
So we're just settling back into this second half.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite...
Chance for a shot! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Argentina certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Bernardo Silva powering forward here. Paredes. And it's Messi.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Portugal can breathe again, just.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
And this is Ronaldo. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! They've scored! Any thoughts on the goal?
Yeah, and anything that's hit low with real pace like that makes it so much harder for the keeper, and he was never going to get to that.
After 58 minutes is number 7, Cristiano.
We have got ourselves a game here.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
Bruno Fernandes. For Pedro Neto. Bernardo Silva. For Pedro Neto. Gonzalez. And it's McAllister. And here's Alvarez. Played back. That's a foul, no two ways about it. And no surprise, that's a booking.
Substitutions taking place.
Bernardo Silva. And the pass is intercepted. No, he wasn't going to let him past. Vitinha has created one goal already. Garnacho. Plays a sharp little ball here. And the shot! He scores! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
Argentina take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
Well, this is nothing less than they deserve, Peter. They're in the driving seat now.
Bernardo Silva! It's a goal! What's your opinion on that goal?
Oh, I love the technique in that finish. There was a concentration to keep it down.
Portugal get themselves back into contention.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes.
No, he refuses to take the bait.
Substitution in progress.
Crosses it in here. Backward it goes. And he shoots! It's in! And surely that does it! Perfect time! Decisive strike! Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
Number 22.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Well, I think it's just the reward for their application. They've played with great courage to try and kill this off, and for me, it looks like they've just about done it.
Added minutes has been indicated.
Now it's can he finish? Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And they are cruising away. Oh, the deftness of touch, received it delightfully and finished it off sumptuously.
Speed of thought, speed of action, that's another really clever finish.
And he's done it again, he's got his second. And that's that. A tale of two teams, one irresistible, unstoppable, the other fragile and... Welcome one and all, we have perfect blue skies and quite a contest ahead of us. This really is a feel-good football match. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Hello, Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. Oh, there are plenty looking forward to seeing this, a capacity crowd here.
Well, with nothing resting on this, Peter, I'm hoping that there'll be more impetus for the players to just enjoy.
He's having a hit! Grimaldo. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Lamine Yamal. Well, this guy, Lamine Yamal, Peter, certainly is a very exciting talent. A natural right winger. We all know about his technique, but he's very impressive with his decision-making too. And when you consider that...
Havertz! Magnificent! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! And Germany are in front. He has given that the lot. Bang!
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
Number 7.
Germany have taken the lead.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Tar tries to clear. Pedro Porro, that's a delicate pass. Wirtz. Germany are very much in charge here, dominating possession and a goal to the good. To Havertz. Nice control. Closing in on shapes to shoot! It's a goal! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Well, my sympathies go to the keeper, who was left horribly exposed. You don't expect players to switch off in front of goal like that.
Germany are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Havertz. Now it's Wirtz. Looking to play him in. Looking for the run.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
That is lovely. And it's Stiller. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. That's an imaginative pass. That looks a good ball through. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. He's on it, can he get away? This looks promising. Havertz powering forward here. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other.
The worst choice.
And the first half is done. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Germany certainly can feel happy about how things have gone, but now isn't the time to take their foot off the pedal. They need to keep pushing, keep imposing. Don't leave the door open for the opposition.
Germany in control at half-time, 2-0. And we are already promptly back underway. Now, has he got the beating of his marker here? Stiller. Havertz, whose purpose now is to complete a hat-trick. Kubasi. Oh, there's a probing ball. And it's Ruiz.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Wirtz has it out wide and in space. Unai Simon claims it without any fuss. Tar. Rudiger. Andrik. Goes looking wide. He's shifting through the gears here. And no, he's seen through all of that. Nico Williams charging. He's had a shot! A potential goal of the season contender, if only.
Nico Williams certainly looked like he fancied himself to pull that off. A bit more composure and it would have been a different story, Peter.
Andrik. Pedri. Oh, good spread. Stiller. Andrik. Musiala. Out to the right. That's a sharp pass. Played out to the left flank. Rudiger. Adeyemi. And it's Stiller. Spread out to the left. Wirtz. Good take, and is he in? Fabian Ruiz. And it's Porro. And Jamal. Great vision. Morata is onto this. Morata had a really good go at breaking through, but ultimately he was just about kept out.
Well, I think it's good he took the opportunity to run at that back line. I'm sure it won't deter him either.
Musiala is sporting a guilty look after that.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually.
So that's it. It is all over. Well, don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Victory never in doubt in the mind of the mastermind in all of this. A solid win, which will be welcomed all round. Havertz taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so. Your reflections then, Jim?
Germany definitely impressing me here, especially the way that attack clicked. Whether it was link-up play, running...